Latency test. With that, I think we're good. Hello, everybody. Hello. Whoa, we have a real life Ren today. That's a real me. I know, it's crazy. We never get to actually see my real face. I know, it's wild. But I don't know. I was in the mood to just be like, kind of cute. So here we are. Hi. Hello. It is wonderful to be back. It's been a little while since I've streamed, but I was just really in the mood tonight. I don't know, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna stream tonight. So I prettied up my new overlay and got some things sorted. I do apologize if there's a little bit of delay. Unfortunately, OBS did decide to do its classic thing of basically just restarting a bunch of my settings. So there may be a few like delay issues and things like that because I still have to readjust a bunch of settings. So this is also kind of just a test stream to kind of see if things are still good. I also have a restream. This is working on both Twitch, and this is live on both Twitch and YouTube. So that's pretty neat. But yeah, come along, come chill with me. It's a little late here today, but I don't know, I'm just in the mood. And I'm just gonna be sketching, I'm gonna be drawing. I don't know how far we're gonna get today, but might as well just see and just enjoy myself. But just give me a moment while I make sure that everything is still good, and then we'll probably get stuck into some sketching. So if you see me on my phone, it's because I'm probably checking that the live stream is okay. And that I am audible and everything's fine. Yeah, sorry, you might have heard that, but it's all good. Hello, Merlin, if you're still here. It's lovely to have you back. But yeah, I'm gonna move my mic a little bit out of the way. Whoop. Oh, it's caught on my chair. Stunning professionalism. I hope you guys enjoyed the channel trailer. I finished that today. I started and finished that today. That was all in one. That was all in the same day. I was just like, you know what? I should make a channel trailer because that would be cute and fun. So, here we are. But yes, we have a cute new layout thanks to Streamlabs. We appreciate you. But yeah, I'm going to be sketching. I think I'm going to be sketching I think what I want to do is a kind of like, I'm not sure if I'm going to animate it. I might maybe do like a little wink or something, but basically for the start of my YouTube videos, I want like a little banner. Like a little intro banner. Ooh. I should have had a coffee before this. It's fine. We're good. She'll live. Yeah, we're going to do like a little intro banner. So I need to draw my Zoe looking cute and in like a cute outfit. So that's what we're going to be doing. So yeah, I'm just going to be sketching away and just, I don't know, come chill with me. I'm here to be your comfort dog today, I guess. And you also get to kind of see the sketching process, which I don't tend to show off very often because my sketching process is messy. I do have some lovely little references on the other monitor here to help me make sure that everything is okay. Don't be afraid of using references, kids. References are your best friend, and all professional artists will tell you that it is actually completely okay to use references. Because it is. I know, shocking, right? Turns out not everything you hear on the internet that people tell you is true. Turns out, as someone who did a university degree in illustration, it's actually completely okay to use references in professional settings. It's actually industry practice. So don't be afraid of pulling up your references and getting your ideas sorted before you start. You'll end up doing just a more... Oh, thank you for the follow. Hello, welcome to the stream. We're doing some little artsies today. Hello, I hope you're having a good day, good night, wherever you are. But yes, on my little rant about references. In studio spaces and professional art, it is actually completely okay to use references. In fact, it's actually actively encouraged because if you're not using references, you're actually going to be slower at your work. So it's really important, especially in professional spaces, to be efficient. Obviously, like, it's really important for us as artists to take the time to build our ideas before we start. And people think that the idea building starts at the sketching phase, but you can actually start it in the finding references pages, like start the stage. It's really useful to do that. In fact, it's more helpful, and you're actually more likely to make, one, better quality art, and two, more often, and you'll have less of the brain freeze that sometimes you get when you're sketching. If you take your time to find references, it's not a bad thing. References are good. And the demonization of references, I think, has been, like, of recent years, has been one of the most detrimental things to new artists. Do not be scared to pull up a reference and build, like, a gallery of the styles and ideas that inspire you so that you can be more efficient at what you're making. That is industry practice. You talk to any industry professional and they'll tell you, that's great. And it was actually a complete part of my university degree when I did illustration, that we were required. Like, we couldn't start pieces of art until we had a reference bank. Like, it was one of the rules. And it has made me a far more confident artist to be able to just step into that and be like, yes, we are allowed to do that. So this is my little PSA to you, that it is completely okay to use references in your art, and you should. So I've got my references up on my other monitor. I'm just gonna be vibing here while draw. Hope you have a great stream. Thank you, darling. Hell yeah. That's actually exactly what I want. Since this is an art stream, please just draw along with me. And if you do, oh my goodness, if you draw alongside me and you have Instagram or somewhere where you can send it to me, like, show me what you're drawing. I want to know what you're drawing. That's so cool. I'm also going to move the chat because I realize it's covered by my little stream pet. So we're going to do a little bit of live stream adjustment here and just move this over here. Beautiful. But yes, it'll be a nice chill stream. But yeah, if you end up drawing while I'm streaming, I would love to see what you draw. That'd be so cool. We could, like, share, you know, compare, contrast. That'd be so fun. But yes, take your time to find the references that make you feel more confident to work on the pieces that you're currently working on. That is very allowed. Also, it allows you to find, like, new artists, and that's always great, you know, like, finding new artists is the best. Anyway, so yes, if you're wondering what I'm going to be sketching, I am going to be sketching basically a little YouTube banner / intro thing. I might animate it later, but we'll see. We'll see. Right now, it's just for the vibes. Just for the vibes. Cool. Yeah, I'm happy with that sketch brush. It's sounding nice. If you're wondering what kind of sketch brush I use, I'm currently using the thin gouache brush on Clip Studio. It's got a nice little bit of texture to it. You can kind of see that on the tail there. But it's got a good bit of transfer, and it's just soft. Whenever I'm sketching, I like to sketch soft. I just like to be really loose with it and really not be too scared of making lines on the canvas. I think it's really important to just stay there and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna, whatever marks happen, and that's beautiful, and that's part of the process, and it will make you a more confident artist. Cool. So I'm just gonna do a quick little, like, outline sketch here of kind of what I'm thinking. Oh, it's like a little scroll. That could be kind of cute. If we do like a little, like, something like that. It could be like unfurling. Maybe. And it could be like red. Yeah, that's cool. So we'll just do that. I'm gonna move this over here. And then I kind of, do I want Ren on, I think I want Ren on this side over here. So I'm kind of going to have her line of action sort of come down like this, I think. Which means that this can sort of go down like that. And you get this nice kind of, like, you know, seesaw. Which means her head's probably going to be about here. And her body. So she could even be, like, holding it, maybe. Could be an option. If it, like, comes up a little bit. You can have a nice little opposing line of action there. Could be kind of like this, maybe. Yeah, cool. So we'll just... And one of the fun things I love about Ren's design is her snoot. So I always exaggerate it, and it's a really fun, like, line of action to kind of play with. Is her snoot. So thank you for subscribing. Hello Jevil. I hope you're gonna enjoy this stream with me and just vibe out while we sketch. And if you sketch anything alongside me, I would love to see. That reminds me, I should probably pull up Ren's ref. That's kind of important for me. I know what she looks like off by heart, but I also like to pull up the ref just in case. So I'm just going to do that now. There we are. This is, in case you haven't seen, this is my Personas ref sheet, done by me. Yeah, I do a new ref sheet for her every year. And this is this year's one. This is 2026. Yeah, this is my angel puppy. This is Ren. This is the mascot of the channel. Move her down a little bit. There we are. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, she could be like holding the scroll maybe or something. I'm not sure. I don't even know if I'm gonna stick with it being a scroll. I'm just kind of getting ideas. I've been really into, so as you can see, this really cute jumper that I'm wearing. It's actually a little crop jumper. I might draw her in something like this. Or maybe like a little tank top. I love like a cropped tank top as well. I've been kind of into that vibe lately. So maybe I'll do something like that. Kind of sort of comes here. Another useful sketching tip, always sculpt your backs. Just really sculpt those shapes in. Kind of imagine it like clay and you're like sort of molding the shapes. It can be really helpful in that way to get more of your shapes. And don't be afraid of like doing exaggerated lines. Don't be afraid of like really pushing your lines. You can get some really lovely effects that way. I know it can be kind of scary to really like exaggerate lines, but they're your best friend. They're your best friend. Don't be afraid of them. So yeah, the way I sketch is, yeah, kind of like I'm sculpting. I kind of want her leg out here because we've got lots of room here, so I kind of want to sort of have her leg maybe like resting over here. Maybe her other leg comes back over this way and we get like a cool kind of like a nice little like bit of action there. Again, we're just kind of feeling it out. We're just sort of sculpting out this idea. Not beholden to anything too scary at the moment. Nothing's permanent in this. We can very much play around and just see what we come up with. I've been also really into wearing cargo pants lately, just because comfy and cute. So I think I'm gonna draw her in some cargo pants. You can have like a big pocket here, maybe. I also like cargo pants because they have quite, again, like those sort of jagged lines, which I really like. You can kind of play with those. This is also why I like kind of a transfery, soft brush when I'm sketching, because it means I can kind of build up these lines and sort of give myself an idea of maybe where some of the light and darks are hitting already. But we'll worry about that later. Maybe I could put her hand like here, so we get again one of those nice lines of action. Here maybe. If it's there, that means her, because again, posing, her elbow would be back here, so I would put it here, and we want to sculpt that in, and this would be coming back as well. Go backwards, curve that in, pull that out. We can make our hand a little smaller. We can even exaggerate that curve just a little bit. Awesome. Which means we've got this room up here, so I'm gonna just quickly put this on a separate layer. Yeah, and we're not being too beholden to anything right now. We're just being nice and loose and just kind of getting our ideas in. Don't be scared of sketching. It's a really lovely process. It can be really comforting. Because you realize that sketching is so safe. All art is safe. Your art should never be scary. What if I have her hand like up and then the scroll is like here maybe? It's a thumb over here. Another tip with thumbs. They will always, if they're outwards, they'll face towards the body. If see, if you can see the back of the hand, the thumb will always face away from the body. If you can see the palm, the thumb will face in. Always a stand. So the thumb is here. I always also, when I'm drawing hands, I always start with the thumb, because the thumb anchors the rest of the body. Oh, I just got a message. Let's check. It's my best friend Zap. You probably know her from the Candid Kennel podcast. Hold on, I should tell her that I'm streaming. Hi Zap, I'm streaming. On both YouTube and Twitch. There we go. I wonder if she'll like put me on her TV and they can watch me draw. But yeah, so back on the idea of thumbs, they anchor your hand. So when you draw the thumb, you can kind of figure out where the rest of the hand goes. Just another tip that you learn after drawing for, God, I've been drawing for over a decade now. So it, I don't know, just something I'm used to. She keeps sending me, dog keeps sending me things. Stop it. You scoundrel. I'm being coerced by a dog in my DMs. It's never happened before in my life. That's a joke, kiddos. Build out this leg a little more. Now I love me some digitigrade thighs, so I enjoy my chunky thighs when I'm drawing them. Foot's just gonna be here. Again, we're just sort of sculpting at the moment. We're not beholden to anything at the moment. But I love the way Borzoi toes do this. Like I think it's so cute. I love how Borzoi toes do that. I think it's adorable. I don't know, long dogs are the best dogs. What can I say? No, cargo pants when you're... Also just pants in general, when you're bending your knees, will listen right upwards. So it's not a bad idea to kind of pull it above the ankle a little bit. Because these are oh, my accent really came out through there. My cargo pants. Because these are cargo pants, I'm gonna add some crevices to make it kind of bulky. It would make sense that like a furry wears cargo pants, because you gotta fit all that, fit all that leg in. You gotta fit all the leg in. I'm gonna redo this foot a little bit now that I've got a bit more of an anchor. I actually really like this like test foot I drew, so I might use it. Probably be about there. See, that's another thing about sketching. It's like if you just sort of release a lot of the tension in yourself, you can find little, I don't know. It's like a Bob Ross says, happy accidents, right? You'll just sort of find what you're looking for naturally if you just allow it to happen. And I think once again, to get a little philosophical, I think that's how life is too. It's okay to release a little bit of control, and you might just find what you're looking for. It's okay to breathe out. Hi, Grey Cats. Thank you for following. I hope you enjoy this stream. What do you think a dog girl keeps in her pockets? That's the question for the chat. What do you think a dog girl keeps in her pockets? Little tip about eyes, I always start with the hardest one first, which is usually the one that is, especially if you're drawing muzzles, it's the one on the muzzle side. And you just gotta remember that the bridge of the nose cuts through the face, and you always have a little bit of just kind of here. So don't be afraid to start with the one that's harder, so that then you can anchor the rest. Now Ren is chronically sleepy, like me, So I've got to give her her eye bags. Now, when you draw like sleepy eyelids, if you're worried that they look grumpy, here is the quickest way to change it from grumpy to like soft. Make your eyebrows upside down. And you see how that immediately moves from... Because like our brows will naturally like shift when we make expressions. So if you want to play with that line of motion, it immediately changes the expression. Like if I take them away, she kind of looks grumpy. And then you put them back and it's like, oh my god, that's a completely different expression. Another tip for you. How do I want to draw her hair today? I kind of want to do it like real shaggy. I love drawing her hair real shaggy. She is taking up a lot of space here, so I'm just going to shrink her down a little bit. And I also need to adjust that knee. I can see that as well. That knee is a little wonky. Again, this is just the sketching stage. We're just carving things out. We're just kind of getting an idea, a feel for what we want to draw. I also need to draw her tail. I have not given her her tail yet. She's got a little curly tail. Kind of comes around like this. It does intersect with the hand, so I might change where I put my hand. But that's okay, that's okay. Just move her in a little bit. Now this leg's looking a little stiff, so I'm just gonna bend that knee a little bit. The way I notice these things, people are always like, how do you know that? How do you know to change that? It becomes muscle memory at this point. Like you just, in the same way that a musician can hear when something is out of tune, you kind of get used to just like almost hearing your art, right? You look at it and you can just tell when something is off. It just comes with practice. Do like big swoopy bangs, I think. That's fun. Do this on a separate layer so I can play around a little bit. When you're drawing hair, always remember where it starts from. So her hair starts in the middle, she parts it in the middle. So kind of like me. So just don't forget about where the hair will swoop from, and you'll end up just having just nicer structured hair that sort of has a bit more of a flow from the body. I don't want to fully cover that eye, so I'm actually going to shift the... Could even do like a little swoop if I wanted. Maybe. Again, we're just sort of feeling it out. Just sort of feeling it out. Something I love to do is have your hair interact with the body shape. So because she has long hair, you gotta remember it's gonna drape down the side of her shoulder and down her back. So consider this curve here, and yeah, like when you're drawing, just remember that what you're drawing exists in the context that you draw it in. So it can be really beneficial to just keep that in mind, and you'll end up with just a little bit more of a dynamic image that way. Because when you're drawing, you're building a world, right? And you're building, this image exists in its own context. So it can be really beneficial to just keep that in mind. So, for example, this hair will interact with the shoulder and interact with her ears. How do I draw her ears now? I keep changing how I draw her ears. I used to draw them really floppy, and then I drew them perky, and now I draw them a little bit more like just traditional bozo ears. Is just a little bit too big. And I want it to start at the top of the head, because again, we've got to remember that that's where it comes from. About there. Beautiful. There would be another one. It would be kind of actually coming out this way. So I could even like do it sort of like this. Yeah, the hair might cover that, but that's alright. that's okay. Now, she does have piercings, so I want to make sure I don't forget those. So I just add a little. Cool. Okay. Hair time. Again, her hair starts middle parted, so I'm gonna swoop it down. I want her bangs to be a bit smaller actually for this one. Now because we have the line of action going this way, I kind of want to have her hair do that as well. Really like have her hair fill that space and make it a really dynamic part of the image. Whoa, Ren Live! Hi North Boyo! Hi darling! I hope you're having a good night. Hope you enjoy sketching with me. Now, I think this is how I'm going to draw her hair. So paw pad would be here. You know what's funny? If I ever forget which way the paw pad goes, I have a paw print tattoo that reminds me that the pointy bit is at the top. It's like, it reminds me of like how Adam Savage has a ruler on his finger. It's like I have a paw print marker. Reminds me how paws look. Again, we're not putting too much pressure on ourselves here, just getting a general idea. Sketching should be fun and it should be freeing. Don't be scared of sketching, it's okay. Now she does have curly hair, so I'm just gonna make sure to add a little bit more of a wave to it. Yeah, if you need a tip about drawing curly hair, hi, hello, welcome to the stream. Just remember that your lines indicate how you're moving. Just finishing up something and joining your stream with my friends. Heck yeah! Amazing! Have fun. Great, so thank you, darling. That means a lot. So if you're wondering, just a little fill-in for the people who've just joined. I am currently sketching what is going to end up, hopefully, being my YouTube banner / like what I'm going to put at the intros of YouTube videos. So there'll be like a little like Ranzoi kind of animation here. I'm not sure if I'm going to animate this. We'll see. Maybe I'll draw her like, you know, moving her arm or something, because this is a pretty easy pivot point. But we'll see. Right now I'm just kind of feeling it out and talking over kind of my sketching process and trying to remind you guys that sketching shouldn't be scary. It should be fun. It should be a really like peaceful process. It shouldn't be something that stresses you out. It should be like exploratory and fun. So should most things in life, actually. But yeah, if you're wondering how to draw curly hair, just, you know, if it's coily, just make your curls tighter. If it's more like the curls I have, where it's like a little bit softer, do sort of more sweepy curls. And another great thing about curls is it's naturally a little bit frizzy, so add some like, just add a little couple of little, and it just like adds so much dimension. It's so cute. Again, just like following the lines of action that we've built and allowing ourselves the freedom to kind of explore the space is really important. check her ref. Probably need to add her wings. I can do that. People have asked, are her wings attached or are they like floating behind her? That is up to how people want to draw it. Completely and entirely based on basically like, do you want to draw them attached or do you want them like floating behind it? Like I kind of leave that up to artistic interpretation. I'm not super beholden to that because I mean like look here, like they're attached here but they're not attached here. It's kind of just whatever people wanna do. I'm not fussed. I need to give her collar. It's the same one I have. Haha. Just want to make these eyes a little bit more defined because they're kind of getting lost in all that hair. So let's just real quick. Who's messaging me? People are messaging me. Always remember Ren's sleepy eyes. She has the sleepiest eyes. She's the sleepiest peeper. There we go. All these notes are just a little bit more curved than this, so I'm just gonna curve it down a little bit. There we go. Which means I also need to move the nose. Love. This is the point where I've got basically most of the general features I want, so I'm just gonna merge these layers and then we're gonna keep going. Do I want to add anything else? What would she be holding? Well, she needs a halo, obviously, because she's an angel. I want to do like a double kind of thing. Yeah, that's cute. I might just shrink down a little bit, and I actually think I might. So this one's extending. This is another way to kind of get your proportions right, is to change your perspective on it. Obviously, like that's obviously the trick of flipping your canvas. I also find that like resizing your sketch, if you'll start to kind of notice the inconsistencies. This needs to come out kind of lower, yeah, because the knee would be like here, and it would kind of go like that. So it's gonna do that a little bit. Yeah, cool. Because again, perspective. This is coming closer to the camera, so it would look bigger. Yeah, that's another thing, is like, imagine you are a camera, and you're sort of positioning your character in 3D space. This would also sort of come down. Yeah, cool. Another thing, like while you're sketching, if you just sort of notice things that you like, make a note of it. Make it clear to yourself that you like it. Also, just tell yourself that you like it. It's really important to give yourself a bit of self-love that way. Be like, you know what? This bangs. Like, it's allowed. You're allowed. You're allowed to love yourself. Just a reminder. Just a reminder that you're allowed to love yourself. We all need reminding sometimes. Renzo streams a free art therapy, by the way. Getting some impressions of Keith. My phone keeps going off. Should probably just put it on Do Not Disturb. If I can remember how. There we are. I'll put it on vibrate. That way. That will hopefully help. Oops. Didn't mean to change the brush color there. Another tip to sort of save your eyes as someone wearing working glasses. Change your canvas background to something that's softer than white. Because white can just be a little bit harsh on your eyes. And, you know, we want to keep those intact. That's what we use to draw. Eyes are slightly important when it comes to drawing, so it's worth looking after. This is making it like a little bit more grungy than I anticipated, but I kind of dig it, so I'm kind of leaning into it. And again, that's one of the cool things about sort of releasing the pressure of sketching, is it allows you to discover things in the process instead of being beholden to one idea. I often feel that way with my music as well. I like to do if I can't quite figure out why something's a little off is I break the limb and I just sort of adjust it until I kind of get a feeling of like, oh, that looks a little better. It'll just, again, it's just like different ways to kind of expose yourself to what might be a little off. Don't be afraid of your pinch tools either. Pinch tools are great for adjusting perspective. To look a little more relaxed, because she looks a little tense at the moment in this foot. I don't want her pointing her toes. I kind of want her just to be a little more relaxed. There we go. Much better. It does make me kind of want to move this like that. I'm still a little unsure on this. Like, maybe I should adjust that as well. Just trying to think of a pose. I could have it like tucked behind if I wanted. Then it would have to interact with all this, and it's already too many things going on over here. I could bring it up. Thinking. A dangerous pastime, I know. Again, that's another thing that sketching will teach us, is that it's okay to go back and readjust. What am I drawing? Hello! I am drawing my persona, specifically for my YouTube banner and intro. I want to cross the leg a little bit. No, I think what I want to do is kind of have the foot sort of come out this way. And have the beans kind of up here. Yeah, that's cute. Okay, let's build that up, shall we? It'll be kind of like this. Maybe a little bit more like this. Yeah, okay, cool. Again, kind of playing with that line of action. You get this kind of cool, like, you know. The noises are part of it. Exaggerate that line of action as well. Again, she's wearing cargo pants, so the pants would be riding up a little bit if she was doing this. Again, it's good to think about things in context to the world that you're building them in. Again, this is closer to the camera. Don't be afraid to pinch and pull it as I need to. Break her ankle there. I think it's this line actually. I think it's the knee line I need to adjust. Because her knee would be about here. Again, we're just sort of visualizing as we go. Just sort of building. Not beholden to anything. Just kind of feeling it out as we go. Could even bring her foot a little bit more this way. Could even have it kind of go down a little bit. Have a nice little... That's cool. I like that. Yeah, that's got a lovely bit of action to it. See, that kind of looks like she's about to kick, which I think is kind of cool. Really what I'm doing here, I'm just visualizing where the knee would be, which would be where the foot would fall. So I'm kind of visualizing it sort of up here-ish. But again, it's just a process. You just take your time. Just enjoy it. It doesn't have to be scary. Your art shouldn't scare you. something that brings you comfort. See, I like this positioning here because it leads, see this arm now acts as a leading line to the foot. And the foot sort of, you can imagine it kicking up this way, and you get this kind of circular composition. Yeah, there we go. Again, her legs a little bit more in here. It's just the bagginess of the cargo pants are making them look a little bigger. Because this is the back of her foot, this section of the cargo pant would be pushing upwards. I kind of like this sort of jacket motion here, so I'm going to leave that. I think that's kind of stylish. Now, if anyone here is also drawing, don't be afraid to DM me on Instagram at Renzoy and show me what you're sketching. I'd love to see. I'm just going to soften this knee a little bit. Move this a little bit more inward. So it's not as... yeah, that's better. So her foot isn't craning as much. Sick. I am a fan. Just soften these lines a little bit again. Maybe tilt this way. If she's tilting that way though, I'm gonna wanna adjust her arm so that it has a bit more of a curve to it. It's a bit softer that way. Just soften the gesture. Sweet. So I'm just gonna extend this foot out again because she is a borzoi, so she's gonna have long feet. This is a natural part of our species. Or breed, should I say. There we go. Imagine like having borzoi legs and like always having to get your pants tailored to fit your long legs. I mean, I can probably move where her tail is a little bit actually. I know I could just adjust it, but I kind of want to redraw it. Because drawing tails is fun. That's where the arm is, yeah, cool. So if I redraw her tail, I can kind of make it a little bit more swoopy. And I can also have it sort of come against the camera here. So it gets real big and then sort of shrinks off here. it's always good to keep your, if you can help it, just keeping your limbs and such separated, because you'll just get a more defined silhouette that way. If you can help it, obviously. Depends on the pose, of course. But it's just nice to keep everything, sort of give it its own space on the canvas. Might even add like a tear here for the knee, because I think that's kind of cute. Jam. This is just a placeholder, obviously. Nice. So I'm really happy with that. So what I'm gonna do is I kind of want the flat colors to be, the coloring to be a little loose and messy. So I'm gonna use the sketch layer as my reference layer for her colors. Oh, color theory, you make her look so grey. Oh, she is not. She is cream. Sorry, when I add the hair, it'll change it. I'm just doing this mainly as a reference for myself for later. Sometimes I actually really enjoy just hand painting the flat colors. Sometimes it can feel just like a little bit too technical, where you're like, oh, you know, I'm gonna just use my fill bucket and make sure that I do it as efficiently as possible. But I actually think sometimes it's worth just like painting them. Especially if you're like me and you kind of hate doing your flat colors because you find it kind of boring. Sometimes I think it's kind of nice to just take a sec to do it by hand, even if it's slower. If it makes your experience better, what's the harm? I don't know if I want her wearing blue, actually. I mean, her classic is the purple, but she's already got enough purple. Enough purple, Renzo, that's not allowed, you're not allowed to say that. It's her whole colour scheme. I know. That's the point. She's a purple dog. Doesn't mean she always has to be wearing purple. We're wearing a lot of pink lately, actually, to be fair. It's like... could be like kind of a dusty brown. But her hair's already brown, is the thing. Oh no, she's blonde now. Her tips are brown. It just hasn't been updated on her rec, so I guess I could do it that way. Mayhaps. The hair's the only thing on this layer. Yeah, cool. I want it to be a little bit more jagged than that. We have flag colors. Wow. Love me a pen with some frickin' anti-aliasing. Mwah. For line work, this is where my real detail work comes in. You'll really start to see me add the finer details in the line work. Also going to work on these layers so I don't keep. Why not? Oh my goodness. Because it's fun. She's so sleepy. Sleepy little angel. remember